Is the people of Nigeria have to decide, and one of the things that we're seeing is a lot of these figures were in each other's parties, they're swapping sides. So I'm going to ask you both, is there genuine change taking place, or people just changing seats and it's the same old song?
Yeah, I would say there is changes, but it may not be at the speed or at the pace that we anticipated. But there are changes, because imagine the amount of money stolen during the past administration that has been refilled. No one will ever believe that a lady will mismanage more than 20 or 30 billion dollars, not naira, billion dollars, and a lot of other ones like that now that have been, caught. Never in the history of Nigeria that we have seen the monumental looting of our treasury. And another administration came and tried as much as possible to bring this money back to the country. And even look at the issue of the oil licenses, given to individuals, instead of the people of Nigeria to enjoy the wealth of the nation. But it's being given to individual powerful ones. This present administration decided that, what we are going to do is that these licenses, we are going to take it from all these cartel, we are going to take it for all these godfathers, we are going to give it to the state of the nation, so that they use this proceeds to improve on the infrastructure. Changes are there, maybe slow, not to the expected pace.
Atiku Abubakar, what is he going to bring to Nigeria?
Well, Atiku has promised us a lot of things. He's an experienced man. He has been there. He's a businessman. He's a well-experienced. Atiku has promised Nigerians that there will be restructuring. Nigeria is divided into so many fault lines: religion, ethnicity, tribalism, and all that. And quite a number of people are no more happy with the country. That division has reached a crescendo in this administration because of nepotism, where virtually every person is appointed from the president's region. So Atiku is saying that we need to unify Nigeria. We need to be proud of our country. We need to come together and own the country. So that's what Atiku is promising, one of the promises. The second thing is that we've seen that most of our economy is oil and generator driven. So Atiku is bringing on board diversification. Atiku is saying we're going to... He's
a former vice president.
Yes.
What can he do now that he couldn't do before?
Well, remember that he was a vice president. I'm happy you said that. But I can tell you what he did. I can tell you a lot of things that PDP achieved under. To start with, one of the problems we have is corruption. This corruption that my colleague is mentioning here, we started to fight corruption the way it should be fought. Atiku went to Brazil and saw a piece of legislation that could give a bite to fighting corruption, and he brought it home. And that was based on that we were able to establish the EFCC, the Economic Financial Crime Commission. And that's the major crime-fighting commission in Nigeria now. That's one. In fact, when they established the commission, they didn't have the money.
Some people will say they pick and choose the people that they
not during our time. And I can debunk that. Not during our time. In fact, when EFCC was inaugurated, they didn't have the money. Atiku gave them the money to start. That's the courage he had to fight corruption. And during our time, we were able to fight our own members as PDP. Now it's about the opposition and other people who oppose the government, unfortunately.
He's had a 4-year audition. What can he say? Look at what I've done. I need to carry on.
Yeah, when you look at the infrastructure, I don't want to go into corruption because everybody knows that Atiku is corrupt and he wants to sell our Commonwealth. They did it because they sold Ajakuta Steel, so many things that they sold, and we never saw any improvement on this state-owned enterprises. But unfortunately, they want to bring it back because the system encourage corruption, and the people of PDP, they are corrupt in every sense of it. But let me now tell you what this administration has done. Now, within 3.5 years, we are going to 4 years now, that the train, the normal commercial train that has been there for over 20, 30 years is now on board. Now, major roads, and even areas in the southeast where it was not voted for, it has so many major roads. This second Niger bridge is there, almost completed. Lagos-Badon Expressway is there, almost completed, to about 90-something%, in terms of completion. Then also on corruption, because we know the main problem of our nation is corruption, because the money meant for infrastructural development, for health, for education, is being taken by few individuals. Now it's fighting them.
So there's no corruption in the APC?
You see, the thing is that you cannot say 100% there's no corruption, but it's been eradicated, it's been reduced, overwhelmingly, up to 80% or 90%, But the most important thing, even in America and other nations, even in South Africa, we have corruption.
So you're saying that under Muhammadu Buhari, corruption has been reduced by as much as 80%?
Yes, I'm telling you that, because you dare not do it. The fear of that man on the throne is a blessing for Nigeria, that if you do rubbish, it's going to put you aside, keep you somewhere. Now, on the oil licenses that I told you about, that the godfathers, the people with influences, they are taking the commonwealth of Nigeria for their own personal gain. And that's why we have so super rich Nigerians that even some of them may be richer than the country, like Atiku. Imagine when Atiku was there as vice president, there's a company called Intel. It's the one that collects the revenue from the seaport. He enjoyed that monopoly for many years, since inception. Atiku was the vice president. Can't he advise his principal about what was going on? His principal said, okay, fine, you are into business. You came from the business background, commercial background. Okay, you say, okay, privatization, okay, go and privatize some of these things. He bought all this company for himself and his cronies. Now, he's coming back again, saying he wants to sell NNPC. And that's the engine, the heart of the nation. He wants to sell NNPC. He wants to sell NNPC. What will happen to the nation? He said, even if he's killed, threatened, he's going to sell, because that is what he wants to go and do. Atiku doesn't have anything. Again, he wants to take all the commonwealth.
Let's hear from the Atiku.
Let me say something that is very vital here, which the world may not know. Atiku, until a few months ago, was a member of the All Progressive Congress, the ruling party. Atiku's private jet was being used to fly the current president during the last election. Part of Atiku's money was used to finance the election of this administration. And during all this time, no one spoke Atiku was corrupt.
But we put him in space.
Allow me to finish. Yeah. Atiku was only corrupt now that he's in PDP. He's come back to PDP and he wants to contest election. That's one thing. Yeah. The second thing is that this administration, as far as they are concerned, corruption only exists on their lips. I can state categorically, corruption is roaming the corridors and the streets and the rooms in Aso Rock. And everyone is turning a blind eye to that. They are looking for opposition, corruption.
Mr. Babarinde says that it's been reduced by 80%.
Never. I can tell you, the NNPC that he's talking about, the president has been the minister of NNPC since the inception of this administration. Yes. And he accepted recently that he doesn't even know what's going on there.
Yes.
Nigerians, allow me to finish. Nigerians know. Nigerians, no. I allowed you to talk. Nigerians know of the road that is going on in NNPC.
All right. So my question to you is, how does a voter say, this man was with the APC until a few months ago? Am I voting for a new party, or am I actually voting for more of the old party?
Well, you must understand, Atiku was part of the formation of PDP. So he's always been part of us. He went to APC because he had always wanted to rule the country. He has always wanted to be a president.
How do you trust someone who just...
No. There's something the vice president said. Allow me to speak. There's something... The question was to me. The question was to me. Allow me to answer the question. There was something the vice president aspirant said. He said, if you're going to London and you believe that the car you're driving, when it gets to Lagos, it won't take you to London, wouldn't you join the flight to go to London? And that's what Atiku is doing. Do you understand? He hasn't done anything illegitimate. The current president has jumped from one party to the other.
Let me tell you, the current president formed CPC. Then from CPC, they now joined with other political parties. Not that he was jumping from one political organization to another. Atiku is a desperate human being. He's not contented. He's a corrupt human being. There's no way that kind of a person will rule Nigeria at this present stage. Because if Atiku gets there, he's going to turn the clock back many years. Because we have done a lot of things on infrastructure, on corruption, so many things. This man needs another 4 years to the next level so that he can consolidate on what he has done. But for Atiku to come now, Atiku was there for 8 years. Atiku was busy amassing wealth. Atiku was busy stealing. Atiku was busy using the office to multiply some of the business for himself. You know, there's nothing Atiku can do now. But he said Atiku was
corrupt. If he's, as you say, if he's corrupt, you've been reducing corruption by 80%. Why isn't this man in jail?
As simple as that. Why is he not in jail? And who is in jail?
Let me tell you. Let me tell you, it takes time. When we came in, for example, NNPC they are unable to pay salary for about 3 months before we came in. That's the engine, the heart of the nation. So, you see, so many things, and a lot of states are owing 8 months, 12 months salary. Imagine that. So, there are things that are overwhelming that this government needs to, do first. Then, second time, most of them, all of them,
unfortunately, we're running out of time. So what I want to do, hang on, what I want to do, final thoughts, literally 30 seconds, because we've run out of time. We're busy monitoring these election manifestos. So let me start with you. The elections have been delayed. Give us your final thoughts and what we should be watching out for.
Okay, Nigeria is now the poverty capital of the entire world. And we are saying we are tired of this. We want election because we want to kick this government out. I'm just telling Nigerians here that they must be calm. As Atiku has told them, they must be calm. They mustn't despair. They must wait for the election and vote the government out. Thank you. Okay, Dr. Emeka Ogwu, thanks very much indeed, Secretary General, PDP.
Yeah, what I would tell Nigerians is that they should not be wary. They should not be, their morale should not be dampened. They wait for next week and vote for the president to continue his good work. They shouldn't allow a confirmed thief to be in charge of the treasury. It's like you have a robber, a thief, to be a bank manager. That is exactly what Atiku will do to the nation.
All right. Thank you very much indeed, Engineer Bola Babarinde, Chairman of the APC in South Africa. To both of you gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And we wish you the best for your country, the biggest economy on the continent. We really hope things work out well. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right. We're going to go back to the Eastern